हरे 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 राम
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे।
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today is Wednesday. It is 30th of April. It is Vaishakha Masa or Madhusudana Masa, Shukla Paksham, and Tritiya Tithi. So today it is the Akshaya Tritiya. It is very auspicious Tithi, a day for new beginnings, a good day to start an auspicious project or efforts. So we shall read a few lines from the special Vaishnavas about Akshaya Tritiya. So the word Akshaya means it is inexhaustible. So Tritiya is the third day of the moon. There is no inauspicious to be found on this day, so even checking the astrological muhurtas is considered unnecessary. So auspicious it is. Whatever one does for devotees and for Krishna, that person will get more benefit, and it is eternal benefit and never lost. And it is also the beginning of the Chandana Yatra, which continues for 21 days. Lord Jagannatha gave direct instructions to King Indrajumna to perform this festival at this time. Smearing the body of the Lord with ointments is an act of devotion, and the best of ointment is the sandalwood paste, Chandana. Since the month of Vaishakha is very hot in India, the cooling effect of the sandalwood is very pleasing to the body of the Lord. Sandalwood paste is applied all over the body of Jagannatha, leaving only his two eyes visible. The Murtis, functional deities, or Vijayotsava, are taken on procession and are placed in a boat in the temple pond. To commemorate this festival, Lord Chaitanya also carried out water sports with his devotees. So there are few lines given by Giriraj Swami. I shall read few of those statements. So the day known as Akshaya Tritiya. So this one also. It is said that Akshaya Tritiya is the day when the Treta Yuga began and the river Ganges descended to earth. Also, the festival known as Chandana Yatra starts on the Akshaya Tritiya. So in the Madhva Sampradaya, Akshaya Tritiya is celebrated as the day of the incarnation of Lord Vishnu as Parashurama. In the Sri Krishna Mutt monastery, a special festival takes place during which the Akshaya Patra, the marvelous pot gifted by the sun god to Draupadi, is worshipped. Srimati Draupadi was given the benediction that her pot would provide unlimited food at each meal until she herself ate from it. It appears that the pot came under the custody of Sri Madhvacharya, and on Akshaya Tritiya it is worshipped and prasada is lavishly distributed throughout the day. In the Nandagrama, where Sri Krishna enjoyed his childhood pastimes with Nanda Maharaja and Mother Yashoda, an interesting incident took place on Akshaya Tritiya. When Nanda Maharaj established his residence in Nandagrama, he excavated a large lake then known as Nanda Sarovara. Nanda Maharaja, his family members, and all the Vrajavasis used to bathe in that lake. And it is said that while Nanda Maharaja and his family bathed at one end of the lake, Vrishabhanu Maharaja would occasionally come and bathe with his family at the other end. According to the tradition, Srimati Radharani and Krishna used to swim under the water to the middle of the lake and engage in pastimes. One day, little Krishna noticed that instead of cooking the usual meal of rice, dal, sabji, and chapatis, Mother Yashoda was making all kinds of fried preparations with dal, noodles, and flour. When Krishna asked her why she was cooking those things, she replied that Nand Maharaja was going on a pilgrimage the next day and that fried things she was cooking would last for several days without spoiling. Krishna then asked where his father was going, and Mother Yashoda replied that he was going to Prayaga. little Krishna went to Nanda Maharaj and asked him where Prayaga was and why he was going there. Nanda Maharaj explained that Prayaga is the most sacred place where the three rivers Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati meet and flow together, and that to take bath there was most auspicious. The next morning was the Akshay Tritiya, the perfect day to start on long journey. As usual, Nanda Maharaj got up early and went to take bath in his lake. When he got there, he saw a man he had never seen before, an imposing, regal person, rolling in the dust. While rolling in the dust, the man laughed loudly. Every now and then he would get up and dive into Nanda Sarovara, and then again he would come out and roll in the dust and laugh, and again bathe in the lake. Nanda Maharaj approached the kingly man and asked, Maharaja, who are you? Baba, I am Prayaga, the man replied. Prayaga? I don't know anyone in Nandagrama with that name. No, no, I am not from here. I am Prayaga Raja, the king of all the holy places, Tirthas. And why have you come here today, Maharaja? Baba, all year long, people come and bathe in my waters and leave their sins. So every year on Akshaya Tritiya, I come here, roll in the dust of Raja and bathe in this Sarovara, because this dust and this lake have the potency to purify Pavana, one from all sins. Nanda Maharaja was amazed. Suddenly he noticed that on the other side of the lake were many beautiful ladies in silk saris embroidered with gold and silver threads. They were all also bathing in the lake. Approaching them respectfully, Nanda Maharaj asked who they were. One lady replied, Baba, I am Ganga. Another said, I am Saraswati. And yet another said, I am Godavari. They all responded with the names of different holy rivers. Kurujangala, Kaveri, Narmada, Brahmaputra, Mahananda, etc. Then Nanda Maharaj asked, And why have you come here today? I have never seen you before. The ladies explained that all year long people put their sins within their waters, and every year on the Akshaya Tritiya day, they came to Raja to roll in its dust, bathe in the Sarovara, and become purified. After taking his bath, Nanda Maharaj went back up the hills to his residence. By that time, the little Krishna was awake. Coming before his father, he asked, Baba, are you going now? No, Lala, I am not going. Why, Baba? Because today all the places I wanted to go came to take bath in our lake and become purified. So why should I take the trouble to go to them when they all came here? From that day, Nanda Sarovara became known as Pavana Sarovara. So it's a beautiful pastime. And some of the statements from the Chaitanya Charitamrita and Chelila. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepts prasadam from his devotees. This is Antilila chapter 10. So thus all Vaishnavas from Bengal went to Jagannath Puri. By chance they arrived on the day when Lord Jagannath performs pastimes in the water. Boarding a boat in the water of Narendra Sarovara, Lord Govinda performed his water pastimes with all the devotees. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arrived with his personal associates to see the jubilant pastimes of Lord Jagannatha in Narendra Sarovara. At the same time, all the devotees from Bengal arrived at the lake and had a great meeting with the Lord. All the devotees immediately fell at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the Lord lifted and embraced every one of them. The Gaudiya Sampradaya, consisting of all the devotees from Bengal, began congregational chanting. When they met the Lord, they began to cry loudly in ecstatic love. Because of the pastimes in the water, there was great jubilation on the shore, with music, singing, chanting, and dancing, creating a tumultuous sound. Indeed, the chanting and crying of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas mixed and created a tumultuous sound vibration that filled the entire universe. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu entered the water with his devotees and began his pastimes with them in great jubilation. In his Chaitanya Mangala, So now known as Chaitanya Bhagavata, Vrindavana Das Thakura has given a detailed description of the activities the Lord performed in the water. There is no use in again describing here the activities of the Lord. It would simply be repetitious and would increase the size of this book. After concluding his pastimes in the water, Lord Govinda returned to his residence. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the temple, taking all his devotees with him. So the deity referred to here in as Govinda is the Vijaya Vigraha in the temple of Jagannatha. When there is a need to take Jagannatha somewhere, the Vijaya Vigraha is taken because the body of Jagannatha is very heavy. The Vijaya Vigraha in the Jagannatha temple is known as Govinda. For the pastimes in Narendra Sarovara, the Vijaya Vigraha was carried there instead of Lord Jagannatha. Okay, so that is one of the beautiful pastimes. This is Lord Chaitanya's pastimes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. Likewise, Akshaya Tritiya is most auspicious, and whatever we do in today for the devotees and Krishna and Guru, spiritual masters, and to spread Krishna consciousness, it yields all eternal benefits. And the material plane, if we give water to any living entities and umbrella, the shoes, likewise giving charity, donating anything, like the food and water, and giving water to the tulasi, that is also very auspicious. So these are few things that one can carry out. In the Akshaya Tritiya day. Okay, so that is from the special Vaishnava days. Okay, so we shall move into the our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami speaking to Parikshit Maharaj and describing the Uddhava's feelings when he was inquired by Vidura. Uddhava is remembering the Krishna's pastimes, and for a moment, Sammuhurtam Abhuttosnim Krishnamri Sudayabhusham Tivrena Bhakti Yogena Nimagnaha Sat Nirvitaha. He was completely absorbed. It is called Samadhi. Vaikuntha Leela Vidhyanam Samadhanam Tadatmanaha. So he was Nimagnaha Sadhu Sanirvitaha. Nimagnaha Sadhu Nirvitaha. He was absorbed in the Samadhi for a Muhurta time period. At that time, Vidura has observed all the ecstatic symptoms have been manifested in the body of Uddhava. Pulaka Udbhinna Sarvango Munchanmil Drushasuchaha Purnardho Lakshitaha Tena Sneha Prasara Samplataha Sneha Prasara Samplataha. With excessive love, he was absorbed and in a deep samadhi, nimagnaha. So when Vidra observed for some time, he did not disturb Uddhava anymore. Now, Uddhava after some time, so Sukadeva Goswami saying when he was in the samadhi, that means he is direct in contact with the Lord and his abode. So that is the abode of the Lord. And then after a muhurta time, so he has returned back to his external consciousness, that is the material world. And then he wiped his eyes with the tears are flowing from his eyes with the ecstatic feelings. He wiped those tears and then started speaking to Vidura with so much of love by remembering all Krishna's pastimes. So likewise, Sukadeva Goswami is describing. So we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, chapter 2, verse number 6. जनकैः भगवन् लोकाण्डुलोकं पुनरागतः विमुद्रनेत्रे विधुरं प्रीतियाः बुद्धव उस्मयन् जनकैः भगवत् लोकात् Tanakaihi is gradually Uddhava, so now he is Nimagnaha, completely in the Samadhi by remembering the Krishna's pastimes. Now, in order to come out, Sanakaihi, gradually, Bhagavat Lokat, from the abode of the Lord. So it is not necessarily the physical body needs to be in the abode of the Lord. So here he is, because abode of the Lord is spiritual, so he has gone spiritually. Bhagavad Lokan. So now from the abode of the Lord gradually Nrulokam Punaragataha. Nrulokam is the planet of the human beings. Punaragataha. He has come back again to this material world. This is Nrulokam. Punaragataha. He has returned back. Senekaihi Bhagavad Lokat Nrulokam Punaragataha. Vimrujya Netre. And then Vimrujya. So he has wiped his eyes. So now tears were flowing from his eyes by remembering Krishna. Now he is wiping his tears and Viduram Prityaha. Now he is speaking to Vidura with love and affection. Priti Aha. Pritya Aha. So he is speaking like Buddhava Vusmayan. Buddhava by all those remembrances of the Supreme Lord and his pastimes with the Lord. Likewise, Sukadeva Goswami saying to Parikshit, Senekaihi Bhagvatloka Nulokam Punaragataha Vimrujya Netre Vidhuram Prityaha Buddhava Usmayan. So, translation for this verse. The great devotee Uddhava soon came back from the abode of the Lord to the human plane, and wiping his eyes, he awakened his reminiscence of the past and spoke to Vidura in a pleasing mood. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Can I request Usha Mataji to read the purport, please?
Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. When Uddhava was fully absorbed in the transcendental ecstasy of love of God, he actually forgot all about the external world. The pure devotee lives constantly in the abode of the Supreme Lord, even in the present body, which apparently belongs to this world. The pure devotee is not exactly on the bodily plane, since he is absorbed in the transcendental thought of the Supreme. When Uddhava wanted to speak to Vidura, he came down from the abode of the Lord, Dwarika, to the material plane of human beings. Even though a pure devotee is present on this mortal planet, he is here in relation to the Lord for engagement in transcendental loving service and not for any material cause. A living entity can live either on the material plane or in the transcendental abode of the Lord, in accordance with his exist- existential condition. The conditional changes of the living entity are explained in the Chaitanya Charitamrita in the instructions given to Srila Rupa Goswami by Lord Sri Chaitanya. The living entities all over the universes are enjoying the effect of the respective putative results of their own work, life after life. Out of all of them, some may be influenced by the association of pure devotee and thus get the chance to execute devotional service by attainment of taste. This taste is the seed of devotional service, and one who is fortunate enough to uh, have received such a seed is advised to sow it in the core of his heart, as one cultivates a seed by pouring water to fructify. It fructified. The seed of devotional service sown in the heart of the devotee may be cultured by pouring water in the form of hearing and chanting of the holy name and pastime of the Lord. The creeper of devotional service, so nourished, gradually grows, and the devotees, acting as a gardener, goes on pouring the water of constant hearing and chanting. The creeper of devotional service gradually grows so high that it passes through the entire material universe and enters into the spiritual sky, growing still higher and higher until it reaches the planet Goloka Vrindavana. The devotee gardener is in touch with the abode of the Lord even from the material plane by dint of performing devotional service to the Lord simply by hearing and chanting. As a creeper takes shelter of another stronger tree, similarly the creeper of devotional service, nourished by the devotee, takes shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord and thus becomes fixed. When the creeper is fixed, then the fruit of the creeper comes into existence, and the gardener who nourished it is able to enjoy this fruit of love, and his life becomes successful. That Uddhava attained this stage is evident from his dealings. He could simultaneously reach the supreme planet and still appear in this world. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. So it is a very beautiful purport. Prabhupada is describing the different symptoms of a pure devotee here. How he is nourishing his the devotional, lotus devotional service by holding on to the lotus feet of the Lord. Here, Buddha was fully absorbed in the transcendental ecstasy of love of God. He actually forgot all about the external world. This is a nimagnaha sadhu. So that is complete. This is called samadhi. Vaikuntalila vidhanam samadhanam tadatmanaha. This is samadhi. And here there is also one pastime with later on Ramachandra Kavi. I think there is a beautiful pastimes. Nitai Nitai Sevni Mataji was describing in one lectures about it, but I'll come to that point later on. But it's a long purport here. So here, pure devotee lives constantly in the abode of the Supreme Lord, even in the present body, and which apparently belongs to this material world. So our spiritual body is now entangled or entrapped by the subtle body on top of the gross body. So because of that, it needs to be in this material world. But here, the spirit soul can travel anywhere. There is no boundaries for it. So here, the pure devotee is not exactly on the bodily plane, since he is absorbed in the transcendental thought of the Lord, transcendental thought of the Supreme. And also, if we see, there are some pastimes like the Parakaya Pravesha. People, we may have heard about it, Parakaya Pravesha. One can stay in one body and he'll be able to leave his body and enter into the another body. That is a Parakaya Pravesha. It is one of the Siddhis also. But here it is entirely transcendental. So now he is not entering into the another body, he is going to the abode of the Lord in a spiritual, transcendentally, though his physical body is present here in this material world. So when he wanted to speak to Vidura, he came down from the abode of the Lord. Sometimes we are absorbed, are you in the samadhi, something like that, when we are asking some people, when they are not responding immediately, are you in the samadhi? Are you meditating something else? So we ask them, but though they appear in the physically here, the mind is somewhere else. So here, Buddha's mind is absorbed in the Krishna's pastimes. And here, all of his pastimes are spent in the Dwaraka. So that is the most pastimes he is remembering from there. Dwaraka. Dwaraka is one of the abode of the Lord in the spiritual planets. So Goloka Vrindavana and the outskirts, others. Below that one is the Madhura. Below that one is the Jagannath Puri. I think it is, yeah, Jagannath Puri, and below that is Dwaraka. And then below that one is Ayodhya, and then below Ayodhya, all the Vaikuntha planets. So this is, and then all these planets are in the Brahma Jyoti. Under that one, it is the Lord Shiva's about Sadashiva Loka, and below that one is the Devi Dhama, that is our material universes. Golokadhamni Nidhamni Talechitasya Devi Mahesh Haridamanu Teshu Teshu. So this is the Haridamanu Teshu Teshu. First Devi Dhamma, on top of it Mahadeva, Mahashivadama, on top of it Haridama, Vaikunta, above that one Ayodhya, and then Dwaraka, Jagannath Puri, Madhura, on top of all of these things is Goloka Vrindavan. So here, he is remembering the Dwarka's pastimes. Even though pure devotee is present on this mortal planet, he is here in relation to the Lord for engagement in transcendental loving service and not for any material cause. So sometimes we may see that even devotees are also engaging in the family affairs, like they have got wife and children and all those things. But that is it is not the main purpose. They have come for a different purpose to execute the order of the spiritual master or order of Krishna and his what he desires. So, but for time being, we may see that, but this is not the permanent, having the family and all those things. So, a living entity can live either on the material plane or in the transcendental abode of the Lord in accordance with its existential condition. And the conditional changes of the living entity are explained in the Chaitanya Charitamrita in the instructions given to Rupa Goswami by Lord Sri Chaitanya that we have seen the nectar of devotion or Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And living entities are all over the universes are enjoying the effects of the respective fruitive results of their own work. Life after life. ब्रह्मांड भ्रमिते को न भाग्यवान जीवा Guru Krishna Kripaya Paya Bhakti Lata Bheja. So there is one beautiful statement. It is given in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So here, whenever that living entity is wandering throughout the world to enjoy their fruits of their own work, life after life, out of all of them, some may be influenced by the association of the pure devotees and thus get the chance to execute devotional service by attainment of taste. So there again, in the Dhruv Maharaj's statement, he was mentioning that Tena Smarantyaritaram Premishamarcham Ye Chanutaha Suta Suhrud Gruhavittadharaha. So if one comes in contact with the devotees of the Lord, he will forget all his family and all other material things. That is a Dhruv Maharaj statements. That's why Bhakti Muhu Pravatam Tvaime Prasangho Bhuyadhananta Mahatam Amala Sayanam. I wanted to have the association of such devotees. So because of that, I can Nyesye Bhaguna Katamrita Panamattaha. I will cross this material essence very easily. All the troubles. So that is here it is explaining here. Out of all of them, some may be influenced by the association of the pure devotees and thus get chance to execute devotional service by attainment of that taste. This taste is the seed of devotional service. This is the Brahmande Bhrimite Kona Bhagyavan Jiva Guru Krishna Krupaya Paya Bhakti Lata Bheja. This is Bhakti Lata Bheja, seed of devotional service. And one who is fortunate enough to have received such a seed is advised to sow it in the core of his heart. Core of his heart. Then one cultivates a seed by pouring water to fructify it. At the same time, we need to protect it as well. There may be creepers, some weed may coming out, like the 10 offenses. We need to avoid those 10 offenses and guard the seed. And the seed of devotional service sown in the heart of the devotee may be cultured by pouring water in the form of hearing and chanting of the holy name and pastimes of the Lord. The creeper of devotional service, so nourished, gradually grows, and the devotee, acting as a gardener, goes on pouring the water of constant hearing and chanting. So that's why we need the devotees association all the time. Somewhere other morning and evening, so all devotees coming together and they are engaging in speaking and hearing those Krishna Katha. This is called nourishing the creeper of devotional service, pouring the water of constant hearing and chanting. The creeper of devotional service gradually grows so high that it passes through the entire material universe and enters into the spiritual sky. So when we see that Goloka chart, so that Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it starts from the earth and then it is going and piercing the universal coverings and then entering into the Brahma Jyoti and entering into the Vaikuntha Lokas and going through the abode of the Lord in the Vaikuntha, and go beyond that one, going through Ayodhya, Dwaraka, Jagannath Puri, Madura, and then enter into the Shwet Deepa, and then Goloka, and ends at the lotus feet of Krishna. So that is the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, is when we are nourishing by a devotional service, chanting and hearing. So that goes beyond. So here, what happens to, as a creeper takes shelter of another shelter, and another shelter, a stronger tree. Similarly, the creeper of devotional service, nourished by the devotee, takes shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. What is the tree here? Lotus feet of the tree. And we are holding the lotus feet of the Lord, and we grow and grow and grow. And with what? By nourishing with chanting and hearing. And thus becomes fixed. So in during that one, it gives so many fruits, because we never leave the धौतात्म कृष्ण धौतात्म पुरुषः कृष्ण पादमूलं न मुञ्चति, कृष्ण पादमूलं न मुञ्चति. A devotee, he will never leave the lotus feet of the Lord, just like a pantah swasaranam yata. Just a traveler, after so much of hard labor, going and walking, and then taking so much of hard work in traveling, and then once he comes home, he feels um, Swasaranam yata, as he comes his home. Likewise, a devotee who holds the lotus feet of the Lord, he will never ever leave, which is a strong tree, and his creeper, it holds on to that strong tree, that lotus feet of the Lord, and then it keeps on growing. So here, when the creeper is fixed, then the fruit of the creeper comes into existence. Fruit of the creeper. The creepers give fruits and flowers, and the gardener who nourished it is able to enjoy this fruit of love, and his life becomes successful. So that Uddhava attained this stage is evident from his dealings. He could simultaneously reach the supreme planet and still appear in this world. So this is the other people cannot understand. Only devotees can understand how one can, within the heart, he will travel through those different levels of bhava and mahabhava, those stuff that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited. And as a living entities, we are also trying to attain a little bit of those. Out of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, we want to taste a little drop. So by that one, evam haro bhagavati pritilabdha bhavo bhaktya drava hrudaya utpulakah pramodhat autkantya bhashpakalaya muhrajyamanaha tachapi chittabadisham senekaihi viyungte. So gradually, so here once he attains that complete devotion, pritilabdha bhavo, this is Pratibuddha Vastuhu, which is the devotional service. When he gets that one, then his heart is always in the happy state. Bhaktya Drava Hrudaya Utpulaka Pramodat. It melts as soon as he sees a devotee sees the lotus feet of the Lord, his heart melts. Bhaktya Dra, Dravad Hrudaya Utpulaka Pramodat. Drava is the melting. Utpulaka Pramodat, and blossoming with so much of pramodat, happiness. Outkantya bhashpakalaya. Outkantya bhashpakalaya. So it is mentioned number of times. Outkantya, so much of ecstatic feelings. Bhashpakalaya, flowing the tears. Kantena, this is nainena udghena bhashpambhuna. Udghena bhashpambhuna. Tears flows out of the eyes. Tears flows out of the eyes, just like a waves coming in the ocean. Likewise, tears flows out of the eyes. This is outkantya bhashpakalaya muhrajhamanaha. Again and again, just by remembering the past times. So this is why we are keep on hearing and chanting. And then as soon as later on, um, though we may not immediately feel, but later on particular time, if you see the Lord and remembering all these past times, immediately you would see these symptoms in the body of the devotee. And then tacha apachitta badishim senekai hiviyumte. Likewise, he absorbs himself into devotional service. That is samadhan, ratmanaha. He goes to abode of the Lord. spiritually. So here Uddhava's position is Janakaihi Bhagavat Loka Nulokam Punaragataha Vimurjya Netre Viduram Prityaha Uddhava Utmayan. He has come back from the abode of the Lord, from Goloka to Nduloka. Nduloka is the planet of human beings. Punaragataha. Again he returned back and wiping his eyes with his hands and then speaking to Vidura with love and affection by remembering the pastimes of the Lord in the Dwaraka. Okay, likewise, Sukadeva Goswami saying to Parikshit. That is from Srimad Bhagavatam. We shall move to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. Okay, so today letter to Yamuna, July 26th, 1970, Los Angeles. It is not long, it seems. Can you request any other devotee to read this letter, please? Unallocated devotee. Asha Mataji.
My dear Japan, please accept my blessings. I am in due receipt of your letter dated 12th of July 1970 and noted the contents. I have also received the para and it is very nice. I know that you prepare everything very carefully for the deities. You can offer the deities as many varieties of sweet meats as possible. I am very glad to learn that your training program is going on, and the result is that now men are trained for opening and maintaining new branches. This is very much encouraging to me. There are many things to be trained up, and I am sure both yourself and Gurudasa are competent to execute them. So, your program of study is very nice and regulated. Try to chant the mantras. It will not be difficult because the translate, transi- transliterations are there. In Los Angeles temple, they are doing it very nicely every morning. I am glad to learn that the brahmacharinis are engaged in assisting work and cleaning. These are the most important duties for the brahmacharinis, namely cleansing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally used to inspect temple cleaning, and if he would see any little sorry if he would see a little particle of dust, he would remark, oh, you have not done very nice. So try to follow his footstep in the matter of cleansing. By nicely cleansing, one can get promotion in the spiritual kingdom in some of the Vaikuntha planet. It is so nice. So your program for training your goat sisters is very nice. So do it nicely as you have got experience in Archana. There's no matter if there is a little chance here and there. The real duty is love and devotion. But you say that with children make the schedules around their children. This is the difficulty for family men. They sorry, their first worshipable object becomes the children. What can be done? You are fortunate that you have got Krishna as your son. The slides which you have sent of recent temple innovations is very, very excellent. One Bengali gentleman from London has sent me a letter praising your devotion of the deity. The exact words he has used are the one cannot turn his face once turning towards the deities. I have also seen that slides, and in my opinion, is also the same. Please, therefore, go on getting credit for your service to the Lord. I am very much happy to learn it. Does your husband sometimes help you in this connection or not? I think he should be also trained up so that one day in your week he may also take charge of the deities and all. Although he has got many other duties. Yes, I have received the article from the Swedish newspaper. I could not read it. but it appears to be very nice. I have also received the 2 articles on the Ratha Yatra festival. Thank you very much. Hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever will wisher, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami. Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. Any takeaway points, Mataji?
I'll try, Prabhu. It's quite
Any bullet points?
long. So in this letter, Srila Prabhupada sanctioning that we can offer many sweet meals as possible, and he is happy that the Prabhu's Yamuna Mataji's training program is going on very well, and they are training men in maintaining new branches. So this must be make Srila Prabhupada very happy, and he said is encouraging him as well. And he said Jamuna Mataji and Gurudasa Prabhu, they can compete each other to execute them. And he is praising that their program study is very nice and is very regulated. Then he also requested them to chant mantras. He said it's not difficult because the translations are there. So in Los Angeles temple, they are doing already. So he said it's not that hard, so they can chant the mantras as well. And Prabhupada was happy because Brahmachari is also engaged in assisting work and cleaning, because the cleaning should be very nice. Particularly Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is like more into cleaning. He doesn't like any little dust in the temple. So he mentioned that they should follow the footsteps of Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and clean the temple very nicely. And he also mentioned that it's difficult for family men because they have children, so they have to look after them. But he said, Srila Prabhupada said, Krishna, take Krishna as your son, so he can do all the duties like you do to your children. And also he mentioned about the slides of the recent temple innovation. And Srila Prabhupada was very happy, and he said it's very excellent. And another Bengali Prabhu also sent the same, sent a letter about the decoration and about the deities. And he said he feels the same, so he also happy about it. And, and he feels he has the same opinion about that is about same like that gentleman who sent the letter. And he is asking that Jamuna Mataji's husband also helping, but he's already having so many other duties. But he thinks he has to be trained one day so he can help Jamuna Mataji to take charge of deities. And lastly, he mentioned that he received an article from a Swedish newspaper. He didn't have the chance to read it, but he said he appears very nicely. In that letter they mentioned about Radha Yatra festival. There were two articles. They were all about Radha Yatra festival. Hare Krishna, bro. That's all I can.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, any other comments, dear devotees, you wanted to add to this letter? So that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. So Prabhupada is appreciating Yamuna Mataji's services at the same time, encouraging. I think they haven't got children, so due to many other things. So, and here appreciating in another way that you are fortunate that you have got Krishna as your son. It is another way of angle to see. So beautiful to engage all of our time to Krishna. Okay, so that is very nice. So that is from Srila Prabhupada's and always worshipping of deities. It should be always gorgeous and opulent and with so many all varieties of sweet meat preparations. Yeah, that is the essence of this letter from my takeaways as well. Thank you, Mataji. And from the updates point of view, so today is Wednesday. We have got Kirtan evening at 8 p.m. Okay, so that is our upcoming event. Yeah, and the devotees, if you have got any other updates or you wanted to share anything on Krishna consciousness, kindly share. Yes, and also just yesterday I got an opportunity to meet Shyam Prabhuji in the Soho temple, Shri Shri Radha Lantineshwari temple, and I got an opportunity to do some kirtan for some time in the evening. It is all auspicious before I return back to my place. Okay, so I have got a good experiences visiting Meena Mataji's home and Sita Sundari Mataji's home, Hemlata Mataji's home, and meeting the devotees there and spending with the devotees. Okay, so all auspicious, feeling so blissful to see the devotees and hearing them directly. Okay, so this is my reflections from my travel to London. Okay, so and the devotees, if you got anything else, kindly share. Otherwise, we shall conclude and continue with further chapter.
Hare Krishna Prabhu and Dandavat Pranam to all the devotees. Yeah, it was really a nice experience on Sunday to meet all the devotees physically, because we normally, with our busy schedule, material schedule, we do not get that chance. But we went to the temple, and Minat Mataji's house was not very far, so we enjoyed the Abhishek, Kirtan, your Katha, Dhruv Maharaj's Katha. I mean, very engrossing to listen and very deep. And then Prasadam and catching up with the devotees. So it was a very nice experience for us as well. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, any other comments? Okay, so in that case, we shall conclude. Panchakalpatarubhyo कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः
अनंतकोटि
कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय
हरे कृष्ण
हरे कृष्ण कॉन्शियस डे एवरीवन